Okay.
Uhuru, 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 what do we do? Offer programs of liberation for African self-determination. Uhuru means freedom.
I was going to say, please, let's give it up for Renda. That song is so beautiful. I want to thank you and appreciate you for writing, performing, and donating this song to the Black Power Blueprint Projects, for traveling from Philadelphia to St. Louis to be with us for our first live show of the season, and for all your ongoing work to support African people and African self-determination. I want to give a big Uhuru to Amir and Kajanji in the back, your two sons who made this trip with you. This is our first show of our new series, the Black Power Blueprint Live. The Black Power Blueprint was initiated right here in North St. Louis by the African People's Education and Defense Fund in 2017 to transform our community, to create programs to uplift the Black community in every aspect of life: health, food, culture, housing, the colonial prison system, and economic development. This is an encompassing project that involves our community in solving every problem: feeding, clothing, housing, and employment of our people. This is an unprecedented plan that has never been initiated in an unserved Black community like this. We are here today to introduce our newest project, the Uhuru Bakery and Cafe, located right here at 3719 West Florissant. This cafe will provide healthy, delicious food in our area that has experienced food apartheid for decades. And it includes, in our mission, our African Independent Workforce Program to create productive employment and training. This is the first day to Give St. Louis Day, an online giving event organized by the St. Louis Community Foundation to support nonprofits in St. Louis region. Donors can see the work of APDF and over 760 nonprofits online to make donations to the causes that are really important to them. Tonight, our goal is $3,500, but I just want to say the overall goal for St. Louis Day is $10,000. So we want to purchase a shipping container to increase the workspace of this building. We want everybody to go to givestlday.org/Black Power Blueprint and donate now.
Yes. Woo! Woo! Thank you, President Onisane. It is an honor. I'm very excited for my sons and I to have traveled from Philly to come here and join you at this. Really, it's an inaugural day.
Yes.
And we're really excited to be here to support this critical program. I was born and raised in New York, and I've seen what desolate communities look like in South Bronx. We had such an area called Ghost Town. That was in the 70s, though. And then I moved to Philadelphia. And there are certainly areas there, Chester, the land time forgot. And but I was really amazed coming here in 2024 and visiting North St. Louis and seeing a place that looks like cross between Gaza and it's a ghost town. This is 2024. So I didn't know until I arrived here that 30% of African people in North St. Louis live on less than $5 a day. Food is a basic human right, and yet 40% of our people in St. Louis experience food insecurity. That is a solvable problem. The city has the money to change the conditions of life for our people, but they don't want to solve it. They make money by keeping our people hungry and poor. But Black Power Blueprint is doing the work to solve it, but we can make it happen with your support. So we really want people to log in there and go to that site, givestlday.org/Black
Power Blueprint.
Yes.
So today we're going to kick off Give St. Louis Day fundraisers that goes through May 9th. So this is just the beginning. The day is the 25th. 4th. So it's go all the way through May 9th. This is to raise a minimum of $10,000 towards building a Uhuru Bakery and Cafe. This is our initial call to you to donate to the renovating of this building. Our goal today, again, we want to at least raise $3,500 so we can purchase a shipping container that will be attached to this building to expand the space for the bakery production and the whole wall to be open so our customers can watch baked goods being baked and prepared. So this is very exciting.
Yes. So we want everyone to go. Once again, it is
givestlday.org/Black Power Blueprint.
We're going to say it on and on. And donate now. We're going to show you why your support is more than just a building or a restaurant or a job. It's about transforming the conditions of life for our whole community. That email address is in your chat, is in the chat. Can we say that's in the chat? Okay, it's on YouTube, Zoom, and Facebook. 3 of the most, prolific platforms. So you should be able to access at least one of them. And I think our tech has definitely put that up. So we're going to show you a news clip, I think at this time from Channel 4. Thank you. Ooh, just in. You know what? Maybe we should do this real quick. Do we have time to announce that we've already had some pledges and donations coming in? Okay, $100 from Ruby. From Brooke, yes. Uhuru. Lisa Watson, 25. That's 175. Oh, but now a new one has entered the race. Leah F. has donated $250, bringing our total to $425.
So we're getting there.
That's right. So now we would love to be able to show you the news clip from Channel 4 about the opening of the Uhuru Bakery and Cafe.
For the second half hour of First Alert 4 at 4, I'm David Amilati. For decades, the St. Louis area has dealt with food deserts. Now, a new place to get food is set to open later this year in North St. Louis City with ties to California. It is on West Florissant, south of Interstate 70 in North St. Louis. Uhuru Food and Pies has operated for years in Oakland, California, selling their food at events and farmers markets. Now Uhuru Food and Pies is taking over the old Lanford Grill in North City. The building is in the process of getting new furnishings and appliances. Once that's done, they'll start serving up African cuisine and homemade pies.
We're going to have the best food around. We have our pies, we have our savory pies, sweet pies, we have jerk chicken. We're going to be creating new pies and new flavors. Of course, with this being the Midwest, we're going to bring the barbecue sauce in the mix somehow.
And the owners say the location of their new project isn't by accident.
I'm looking forward to the food because this is considered a food desert. So we're here to, change that.
They say there's few options for residents to get affordable home-cooked food in their area. Uhuru's mission is to change that.
If you can look around the community, you can see the devastation of the African community here in St. Louis. And this was once a thriving community, and we want to bring that back here to St. Louis. We want to put power in the hands of the people to be able to control the ability for us to eat and house and clothe ourselves instead of depending on someone outside the community.
Uhuru Food and Pies is partnered with the African People's Education and Defense Fund, which has other community projects in the area. They hope for an opening date sometime this summer. Very excited.
We have some great give backs for our donors today. So as you can see on our slides, look at that. This is great. Your donation helps. Oh, that was the first one. Your donation helps purchase the bakery prep container. It's very important because that's going to be the extension of where they show, how they prepare it. So don't forget to donate. Ooh, thank you. This just in. Okay.
Go ahead.
To donate, go to givestlday.org/Black
Power Blueprint.
That's right. For your donation of $5 to $199, you will receive an Uhuru Bakery and Cafe magnet. For your donation of $200 to $499, you will receive a magnet and a personalized pot holder.
What's your name?
Oh, with your
Your
name,
name
that's
on
right, it's personalized. There you go. So if you like to bake, you like to cook. For your donation of $500 to $2,499, you will receive a magnet, a pot holder, and a personalized chef's hat. Ooh, play ball. Stylish. For your donation of $2,500 or more, you will receive a magnet, a pot holder, a chef's hat, and a personalized apron. My goodness. That's perfect. What a perfect package there. Lovely. All right. Well, if you weren't cooking before, you'll be cooking afterwards. Okay, so this just in, we have a donation of $100 from Janice K. And
Uhuru.
so far, that's 525 so far. All right, Janice K. There we go.
Okay,
And-
so the Black Power Blueprint has been in St. Louis since the murder of Mike Brown. We saw the courageous Black community rise up in the resistance to the police murder of Mike Brown and so many others, and the protesting the brutal condition we face today. We came here to respond to the call from the Black community to do something about these conditions. This community is littered with abandoned buildings that are falling down, roofs are caved in and left to rot by the city. You have to see it to believe it. And that is why we are here and why this Uhuru Bakery and Cafe means so much to the community. It is a beacon of a positive future for our community. I agree with you, Renda. Food is a human right, and it has the right that has been taken away from our community. The Uhuru movement and the Black Power Blueprint are uniquely prepared to make this happen. We have been building African self-determination institutions for over 50 years. And today we are here with some people who have been involved with the original Uhuru Bakery and Cafe and Uhuru Foods and Pies going back to the 1980s, right?
70s.
Yeah, all right.
Well, we're joined by Maureen Wagoner, Director of Uhuru Foods and Pies since 1993, and Bakari Olatunji, Vice Chair of Uhuru Foods and Pies. And it was a long time leading member of the Uhuru movement who has led marches and health programs as a nurse. Now we're going to start with Maureen. So Maureen and Bakari, we'd talk to us, please, about the history of Uhuru Foods and Pies. We know you did concessions, markets, festivals in Northern California, and the holiday pies for decades. And I know Uhuru Foods and Pies is also in St. Petersburg, Florida. So please tell us about it, Maureen. You want to start?
Thank you, Renda. And
Absolutely.
I'm so excited to be here today. And I first want to salute President Onizane Shatella and just say how honored I am to work under your leadership and partner with APDF and be in Uhuru Foods and Pies. I want to salute Vice Chair Bakari Olatunji. And of course, it's also an incredible honor to salute Chairman Omali Shatella of the African People's Socialist Party, who's a special guest and is here with us tonight, and who leads all the work of the Uhuru movement. He's the founder of the Uhuru movement. So all the things we're talking about tonight, salute Chairman Omali Shatella. So I just want to say also that in addition to being the director of Uhuru Foods and Pies, I am a member of the African People's Solidarity Committee. And our organization was formed by the Uhuru movement to go into the white community to raise support, reparations, payback for all the conditions we just heard and for the continued theft of resources that we find in our community. So I wanted to say that over the years, hundreds and hundreds of people have built Uhuru Foods and Pies. Renda just said I came in 1983, but Uhuru Foods and Pies was formed in the late 1970s. So I'm really a latecomer. And I just want to salute the chairwoman of the African People's Solidarity Committee, Chairwoman Penny House, and also Allison Haney, who we're going to hear from, Ruby, Raya, Kitty. I think Paul might have been before me as well. Just hundreds of, Derry, Terry, many people were in Uhuru Foods before I was even a part of it. So I just want to really recognize there's a deep, deep history, and a lot of people have made this happen. So the Uhuru movement always has had economic development as a centerpiece of liberation and self-reliance for Black people. And in 1978 in San Francisco, the Uhuru movement was mobilizing to free Desi Woods from prison. She was an African woman who was serving a 22-year prison sentence for defending herself and her friend against a rape attack by a white man. And the Uhuru movement built a worldwide campaign to free Desi Woods. So there was a big mobilization set on July 4th that was happening in Plains, Georgia, because Jimmy Carter was president, and in San Francisco. And there were probably about 500 endorsers for that demonstration. It needed a lot of money to take place. So the organizers from the Uhuru movement who were building that campaign said, let's sell food at the San Francisco Pride event, which takes place in the Civic Center, 100,000 of people, and cook chickens on open 55-gallon drums. At that time, you didn't even need to have a tent to do a food booth. So that was a huge fundraiser from Desi Woods and for that campaign. And that really was the launch of Uhuru Foods and Pies. And I think we have some pictures we're going to be showing of the work. And so in 1979, there were probably 3 or 4 booths that the Solidarity Movement did at the Pride Day in San Francisco, and then continued to do food booths and different things. So the Uhuru movement during that period in San Francisco was carrying on many campaigns for the Black community. There was campaigns around the foster care system, around housing, around prisons, and the campaign for reparations. At that time, the Solidarity Committee coordinated a lot of Uhuru Foods and Pies. Actually, it was only Uhuru Foods at that time, became Uhuru Pies later, and did things like created a giant chocolate chip cookie. Was that you, Allie?
I think so.
Okay.
I like them.
They were like, and teams of people would go out and carry these cookies wrapped up individually in these boxes that followed the Grateful Dead around. Yeah, but carry these cookies around in boxes. That grapes came in with a cloth that was tied around them and sold cookies for, I think, $1, which I don't think we can make them for that today. So, and thousands of people. So, and then we started doing also concessions at theaters and bakery, it's music events, and started doing street fairs. And as you see in the pictures, a lot of the food booths had political banners on them, because it wasn't just, hey, buy this particular sandwich today. It was buy this particular sandwich, support this campaign, smash the crime bill. That was Joseph Biden, by the way. The chicken and so you have on one side the food and on the other side the political. So it wasn't just a menu on top, but there always was a menu on top. And you see we had lines and lines and lines of people. So those were in the 70s and 80s. So yeah, as I was saying, we started doing baked goods at theaters, and even I think doing some catering. Again, I didn't join until 1993, so a lot of this was before me. But it has historically been a volunteer organization, and I'm just going to go ahead and turn it over to Vice Chair Bakri to say some more things about Uhuru Foods and Pies. So.
Thank you, Maureen.
Thank you.
Bakri, before you get started, can I just say we have a couple more donations? We have Wendy Snyder out of Oakland, California, San Francisco area, $25. Uhuru, Wendy. Also Penny Hess, $100 right here from St. Louis, Missouri. We have Carol L.
Kara.
Kara. Oh, hi, Kara.
Kara volunteers in Uhuru Foods.
$100. And we also have Kumba, $10. So far we've raised $760.
I want to first of all open up and salute my leadership, Chairman Omali Yeshitela, who's had the vision of this whole project, or we wouldn't be here today, and the practical carrying out under the leadership of President Ona Zane Yeshitela, who is president of African People's Education and Defense Fund. And I really appreciate Maureen, she's my direct leadership, being the director of Uhuru Foods and Pies. And the fact that the history she just gave is very rich and very deep history. I don't know if any other organizations can claim everything we just saw, and that just touches the surface of how deep this movement goes in the San Francisco Bay Area, 40 years plus. And we talked about the selling of chocolate chip cookies. We're talking about street fairs. And I remember the concession stands. In 1989, there was an earthquake in the Oakland, San Francisco Bay Area, where the Bay Bridge was a main thoroughfare for commerce, go back and forth. We had concessions in San Francisco. We used to drive through Marin County, 50 miles out of the way to go make this mission happen. And those are the kind of conditions we dealt with. So I really appreciate that. We've done many a pie table, pop-ups, holiday pie campaigns, webinars, trainings. You can see the delicious pies that have been a product of that. And if your mouth starts watering, I do understand. So, and no, we don't have pies here today, so this is a teaser. The biggest thing for me is the donors. We've had 30+ year donors. We've had like tons of yams and apples. We've had hundreds of cases of eggs and milk donated for us to have these huge, massive campaigns, holiday pie campaigns every year where we have thousands of people buying pies at a pop-up or whatever. So I just really, really want to appreciate that. And, you know, it's like the donors have just been so great. We've had partners, wholesale delivery, productions. We've had some experience with workforce, but none like our own workforce program that we're going to be having, which is great. So I just really wanted to say that. And for me, one of the biggest things is we've had 17 shared commercial kitchens in Oakland. And that's calculated by Redbeard. Okay,
Yes.
17. That's a lot of kitchens over these 40 years. And this is a kitchen of our own. Not the first. We have one in St. Petersburg, Florida, which is our own kitchen, but this here at the Black Flower Blueprint Center in St. Louis will be our first kitchen on the ground. What I am calling for, I'm gonna put forth $50 that I'm donating.
All right.
But I'm calling on 17 people to match me
17.
based upon the 17
How much
kitchens
that, yeah.
that we had.
What is
So that's STLday.org/Black Power Blueprint.
Right.
So I need 17 people to match the $50 that I'm putting forth.
You got
All
one?
right.
You got one? Brandon?
And that's the minimum.
Oh,
Minimum
we
of
got something to
17.
match then.
Right. Okay. So we got some donors here. So Stephanie heard your call. $50. Thank you, Stephanie. Janine out of Oakland, California, $40.
Right.
And the man of the hour, Red Beard,
All right.
$415. So far, we've raised $1,315 so far. So we're on our way to getting to that 3,500.
Wow. Well, I gotta say, Maureen and Bakari, that is a powerful history. Can you tell us why the move to St. Louis is important, is so significant?
Well, I think that's a very good question. This move to St. Louis is both important and strategic. It's important because it's something you mentioned earlier about the conditions that African people face here in North St. Louis. I believe you said something like 30% of the Black community is living on $5 a day or at least, and it's like, or less. And that is considered food apartheid. And it's just intolerable. And the thing about Uhuru Foods and Pies is an important part of this because being a part of the Black Power Blueprint Project, we're going to provide quality food, wholesome food to a food desert right here. We have people stopping by all day long asking us, when are we going to open up? Some people are signing up. People are drawn to support this. And we're getting the support now. We're not even open.
Right.
So I think that's the beautiful thing of it. And that our menu is going to start at this location at 3719 West Florissant. It's going to be breakfast, lunch menu, delicious food. We're going to say a little bit about that food a little bit later to whet your appetites again. And, you know, we'll feature on the north side our crowning jewel at Goodfellow and Natural Bridge, a much larger venue than this. This venue is about 700 square feet, and the venue on Natural Bridge and Goodfellow will be 5,000 square feet. So this is something that we really look forward to. And again, we just think that we really want people to support this program because one is being strategic here, being in the Midwest because of the location of where we're right here, we're in the middle of the country for our distribution of our product and for the fight back of this community that we saw in 2014. We saw this community stand up when Mike Brown was murdered. So this is the right place at the right time for Uhuru Foods and Pies to be, and just really appreciate being here. Uhuru.
I think it's really important what Vice Chair Bakri is saying. And, you know, I also want to call on the white community to support this kitchen. I just moved here from California and I live in Dutchtown, and you can go a few blocks and have Ethiopian food. But there's no food on this side of the city. And everybody knows the Del Mar Divide. Everybody talks about it just like it's a thing, but it's a reality for African people. You can drive down Kings Highway, Union, Grand, and you see dilapidated houses on this side. You see nothing. You see burnt out buildings. As soon as you cross Del Mar, I couldn't believe it. I'd heard about the Del Mar Divide, but as soon as you cross Del Mar, there's a Shake Shack, there's a bike rental, there's, you know, a nice, beautiful park. There's no buildings that need to be torn down. And I just want to really call on people from the south side to support this. Buy the food here. You don't have to just be a tourist supporting, you know, African food on the other side of town. You can be part of reparations. You can be part of really supporting self-determination. You can donate, you can volunteer, you know, we'll be doing pop-ups. You can help sell pies in Tower Grove, you know, things like that. And really support social justice and learn more about it. Keep following these webinars. And I'm going to donate $100. And I do want to call on, you know, other people to make donations as well. Uhuru.
Uhuru. Right.
Well, this just in.
Fellas.
Oh my goodness. Okay, here we go. Kitty, we have a donation from Kitty R, $30. We have a donation from Uhuru. Donation from Brendan, $50. Len D, $50. Maureen, $100, bringing us to $1,545.
Woo!
I'll say. Well, I also want to mention that we also have Allison Haney, who was here, and Allie was recently the manager of the Uhuru Furniture and Collectibles in Philly, where I met them. That's how I learned of Allison and Ruby. And they're back in the 80s. She was in Uhuru Foods and Pies and the manager of Uhuru Bakery and Cafe. Bakri and Allison, what's the history of Uhuru Bakery and Cafe?
Yeah, it's a very rich and deep history, if you've heard, and some of these pictures will reflect that history. But basically, a picture is worth 1,000 words, and we have a lot to show you. And, you know, this is since 1981. The Oakland years of Uhuru Foods and Pies have laid the groundwork for what we're going to be doing here in St. Louis. And again, that's the vision. You see our Uhuru Bakery there in Oakland. That's Paul, by the way, right there. Same person right here. So I saw it earlier. I said, that looks familiar. And the Uhuru Bakery was a political and economic hub at the critical time, restoring Oakland to the economic and fighting capacity that it once had before the U.S. government attacked it in the 1960s. And we know about what happened to Bobby Hutton and the Black Panther Party there in Oakland. I remember being a part of the Bobby Hutton Freedom Clinic as a nurse, where we used to go into the kitchen to prepare our food for our fundraisers to go out and raise resources for winning the Black community to community control of healthcare. And that was a big thing. That's what won me to the movement at that time. We've impacted thousands of people, and the people have impacted us to continue our economic self-reliant trajectory toward self-government.
Wow. Well, this just in.
Oh,
This just in. Janet Van Fleet just donated $100. And Serena just donated $100. Bringing us to the grand total of $1,745.
All right.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Now, Allison, give us some history.
History. Uhuru. Well, I just want to say.
Or her story.
That's right. I just really want to salute this incredible webinar, first of all, and salute Onizane Shatella, the leader of this whole Black Power Blueprint project, which is just transforming the whole north side of St. Louis. It's such an honor to be here, and also to you, Renda, for your incredible, beautiful Uhuru songs that we just love. And you got to make one for the bakery now.
I might have to come back and sing it.
And also just salute our leadership chairman, Amalia Shatella, because as Bakari said, we wouldn't even be here. None of us would be here if it hadn't been for the chairman's vision and struggle for economic power in the hands of the African community and political power. So, it was such an incredible honor to work at Uhuru Bakery and see how beautiful. These are the display cases that Paul Kessler built.
Oh, wow.
That just people were stunned by when they came into the bakery. Showed off all the gorgeous food, and Paul, we salute you for being here and going to be building similar cases. And then, as Bakri said, Uhuru Bakery was much more than a food source. It was a political and economic and cultural hub for the Oakland community. The chairman spoke there frequently. We had beautiful posters on the wall that showed the revolutionary struggles of that day, of the 70s and 80s. And, it was just very, very powerful place. And it brought the whole community together. And that's what, people are saying, that's what this Uhuru Bakery Cafe is going to do. It's just, people love food, obviously, and need food and need nutrition. And Uhuru Foods provides that. It's not just, fast food. It's nutritious and beautiful food. Penny Hess, who's the chair of the African People's Solidarity Committee, was our head chef and created all the recipes of the day. And then, of course, we developed others. It's featuring our keynote famous sweet potato pie, which was, from a family of people who worked at Uhuru Bakery. And, it was just such a popular place. We had people like Danny Glover come all the time. We had Huey P. Newton in the house, and it was just profound. And, it also broadened the capacity and influence of Uhuru Foods and Pies because we did catering. Okay, here are some catering dishes right here, including to MC Hammer. We did one of his film shoots, and we had this whole beautiful natural foods menu. And we went there, and he was like disgusted with it. He hated the natural food. We had to change the menu overnight, and do a completely different menu. But it was just like you say, the situation in North St. Louis is profoundly outrageous. It is incredible. Slaps you in the face when you move here. And I'm getting the cutoff. So.
Well, this just in. Janine upped her donation to $50.
All
Janine.
And Peter Roderick donated $50.
All right.
Bringing us to the total of $1,805.
Uhuru. Okay, so now we have a taste of the rich history of Uhuru Foods and Pies, an important economic self-determination institution of the Uhuru movement for 45 years. Let's tour the building and look at plans and renderings of what it's gonna look like. But first, we have some more donations that came in that you already said, right?
Yes.
Okay, so now my co-host told you earlier, we had some great gift bags for our donors today. So as you can see,
Okay. So to donate, go to givestlday.org/.
Black
Black
Power
Power
Blueprint.
For your donation of $5 to $199, you will receive an Uhuru Bakery and Cafe magnet. A great logo. For your donation of $200 to $499, you will receive a magnet, a personalized pot holder. Yes, look at that, that's nice. For your donation of $500 to $2,499, you will receive a magnet, a pot holder, and a personalized chef's hat. And for le pièce de résistance, for your donation of $2,500 or more, you will receive a magnet, a pot holder, a chef's hat, a personalized apron.
Look, we got David on there. Is
That's
that
right.
Red Beard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at you.
And our baker's arena.
Wow.
Okay, so right now what we're gonna do is gonna have Maureen and Barkley show us the plans of the kitchen and the rendering. So you guys gonna.
I guess we get to walk around.
Yeah.
I don't know. Again. Thing about the Black Power Blueprint is that President Onizene has brought together an incredible group of contractors from the Black community, different professionals to do all these projects, who are also really committed to these programs. And one is Dwayne Thompson, who is the architect. And he did these drawings and this rendering. So I'm going to start with the drawing. In the back, we have hidden the kitchen, but that is going to be where the food will be prepared for lunches, breakfast. There's a hood back there. Under the hood will be a fryer, a griddle, a stovetop, and ovens to bake in. So that's really great that this building already has that. There's a sandwich maker, there's tables, there's refrigeration. So that's back here if you're looking at the map back there. Then coming in front, right here where the screen is, will be a bathroom. And it will be ADA, what do you call it? Compliant, that's the word, yes. So people can come in through this front door in a wheelchair and use the bathroom and eat and have it. So everybody in the community. Sitting right where the table is right now is going to be the incredible counters and display cases that we're going to hear a little bit about, maybe see some pieces of a little bit later, that are going to look similar to what you saw in Oakland. Go out the door, there's going to be a little extra extension, and then the container that we're raising money for will be out here. And you will be able to sit at the counter here or in here and see people preparing the pies, not baking, but mixing, pressing the pies. You'll know that your pie shell was handmade. So this is a rendering that the intern at the architectural firm did, Xiaoyan, and you can see the beauty of what this is going to be with tables outside and the container and the logos and everything, and people can sit out here and you'll see the baker and be able to come in here, have coffee, hang out, not just take something with a wall between you and leave. So I just really appreciate these drawings, which were the collaboration of a lot of people, including our whole team at the architectural firm. Onizene Shatella, Ali, Vice Chair Bakri, and some other people. And then, Vice Chair, you're going to take us outside, right?
Yes, a short walk, certainly. Anyway, we had the booth set up as a way to show when we do our pop-ups in Oakland. We've had markets and different things, and it's not quite the setup we have, but we have a general booth and banners, like in the video. We have political banners and menus and stuff on the booths. We do have food here today, by the way. And of course, we have our sign-in sheet and all the burning spear and the literature we have. And coming outside to the building, as Maureen just got through describing, we're going to have about 4 or 5 feet in between the building, about from the building up to about here. We're going to have a little space, and then we're going to have the containers start about here. And I don't know how far it is, I'm guesstimating, come to about here. And again, people will be able to see the actual baking and production that goes on. They'll be able to see the people dressed up in their chef's hats and their aprons, doing the work, preparing the food with the greatest safety standards around, where you can actually see somebody and not know what's happening in the kitchen and wondering what's in your food. You can see it. So that's going to give us a lot of room to work with. And you can see we still have a lot of room in the parking lot. We're even talking about having food trucks, different kind of events. So this is going to be a very poppy spot down here on West Florissant. We're looking for the revitalization of the West Florissant corridor, which we might rename Uhuru corridor after a while. But that's basically it. So I really appreciate the people coming outside with me. I guess people stayed inside to watch me outside.
They got it on the TV.
All right, right on.
One thing about this movement, it's not what we say, but what we do. We need to plan it and then we do it. We know how to build this. Our community needs to build it, and we need these resources to make this a reality. You may have seen other projects, and if we can pull up some of those projects, which include the Black Power Vanguard basketball court. We can pull those things up. That was good. Yeah, there we go. There's the Black Power Vanguard basketball court. It was up. There it is. Also, we have the housing for the African Independent Workforce Program. Okay, this is celebration. This was at the grand opening. Next slide. That is the housing for the African Independent Workforce Program. We have the Gary Brooks Community Garden. That's more yes, there it is. And also we have the Uhuru House itself. More of the garden. Uhuru Wakalia, which is the Women's Health Center. And here's a rendering of that we're going to be building from the ground up. And here's the Uhuru House that we've completed in 2018. Okay, so now the Uhuru Bakery and Cafe is part of the planned development for our community. We are extremely excited about using the shipping container for this expansion. It's faster, it's less expensive, it's ecological positive. It's a building with recycled materials. So we want you to go to givestlday.org/Black Power Blueprint and donate now.
Right. Here we go. We got an update.
So we got
Christine.
Ant right here from Philadelphia, $25.
All right.
Uhuru.
Good.
We have Comrade Fofi, $50. She heard your call, Bakri.
Not 2 feet, but both.
So right now we have a grand total of $1,880. Uhuru. So how much do we need? How much do we need to make our goal? 1620. We're 1620 away from $3,500. Come on, we can do that. So
Well, that is, yeah, we can do that. It is so powerful, though, to see all of these programs come together in one place and to see them in the context of all of the abandoned buildings and vacant lots here in St. Louis. So your donation is critical for us to be able to uplift our communities. You would think that the government should be giving APDF and Black Power Blueprint an award for what you're doing here. But instead, they attack us.
yeah.
It just shows that we are the ones who have a stake in our community and the prosperity of our people. They just want to see how they can extract resources from us. We have to do it ourselves. That's why I support and donate to APEDF.
Yes, Renda, you were involved with APDF in Philadelphia at the Uhuru Furniture and Collectible Store. And how this has brought your whole family
Sure
here
did.
to St. Louis. Can you tell us about yourself and your dynamic music career and what brought you to the conclusion that you had to, support these programs, these special programs with APDF?
Well, thank you for asking, President Omizine. I mean, I have a background in music as a singer and a songwriter. And my earliest life in music started in New York, of course, where I was born and raised. And since having been, I've toured all over the world. I was fortunate enough to travel with, wonderful entertainers such as James M. Tume, who you may have heard of. His father actually was Jimmy Heath, from the Heath brothers. I toured all over the country with him. I toured all over the world with Roberta Flack.
Right on.
And so what always impressed me about entertainers when they reach that pinnacle of success is that they have a voice and it brings an audience. And when you're doing something that you know is right, you use that voice in the best possible way to help people. And I saw it through Roberta. She was a great humanitarian, and we went to third world countries where there was no middle class. It was if you lived in the land of opulence or you were poor and you lived in hills with no electricity, no running water, and she would bring planes with supplies to bring to children of the country. So the impact of seeing that over the years and always knowing that were I ever in a position, and you're always in a position to help and to do the right thing. But once I met Ruby and Allison at Uhuru, and of course my son Amir became involved because he started to work there. I fell in love with them. I fell in love with the purpose. And what I loved about them, they weren't just an organization, as we say, organization. Most people think, oh, an organization does good work. No, I recognized early on that they were a movement. And the difference is a movement is about mobilization. It is about action. And whatever they did, just as President Onizene said, they don't just talk about it, they get things done. And I was very impressed with that. So there was no question. I wanted to do what I could do in my way in being supportive. Writing a song that would serve as a jingle for them so that it would be an indelible mark in everybody's mind. It was simple enough, but something that when you heard it over and over again, you thought of Uhuru. People who would not know what the cause is, but if they heard the song, they might follow the lead, follow the trail to a purpose, to a movement that is doing something that needed to be done. So that's what brought me in.
Oh, wow. Uhuru. So I just want to say that our goal today is to raise at least $3,500 to purchase the shipping container that you saw Bakri toured you on. That would expand this building to create a baking workspace with one side open so people can see and watch the food being prepared. This is fast, less expensive, and sustainable way to expand the space. We're calling on you and everyone to donate. We have more donors to thank. I'm just gonna go back and read. You have some more?
Oh, we do. This just in.
Okay.
Angelica, $100.
Woo, Angelica. Uhuru.
Raya, $50.
Uhuru, Raya.
Peg, $100.
Uhuru,
Bringing
Peg.
us to $21.30.
All right.
Wow,
That's only
wow.
$13.70 left to raise.
So I'm very excited about our gifts. We have fantastic gifts to give to our donors. So we want to put that back up if we can, to show. Go ahead.
A gift pour vous. Well, we'll go to the beginning of the slide, the very first one, which is continued. Okay, there you go. Your donation helps purchase the bakery prep container. To donate, go to givestlday.org/Black Power Blueprint. That's right. Say it loud.
I'm very proud.
That was the idea. For your donation of $5 to $199, you will receive an Uhuru Bakery and Cafe Magnet, that wonderful logo. For your donation of $200 to $499, you will receive a magnet and a personalized pot holder. Uhuru.
All right.
For your donation of $500 to $24.99, you will receive a magnet, a pot holder, and a personalized chef's hat.
All right.
For your donation of $2,500 or more, you will receive the full package of magnet, a pot holder, a chef's hat, and a personalized apron.
Uhuru.
Now,
So, I guess, you heard this call, Brenda
I
heard
did
this
hear the
call,
call.
for donation. So I want to just say that Brenda donated $500. So that brings us to $2,630. So we have $870 left
Not
to
an
raise
excuse not to
till
make
we
it.
get to our
No, we got to make it.
$3,500.
Got to make
So,
it.
as you're my co-host, I just, I just feel like this energy, I need to just match you. So me and the chairman are gonna do $500 from me and the chairman. What that take us to? What is,
Well,
how
it
much
doesn't
is
leave
that,
much left.
Stephanie?
That goes like $170? No, $370.
$3,130. $3,130. So we need how much left?
370.
How much?
Let's do 330. Let's do 370. Let's get that math right. Let's get that math right. Holy moly.
So,
Oh my gosh.
All right.
I, how much?
3,160 raised.
So we've raised 3,160 so far.
340 left.
Exactly.
We
There you
need
go.
$340
Yeah.
to
Oh
get
my
to
word.
our
That's
3,500.
5 minutes. Come on. Come on, people. Give. Go to
give.org/Black Blueprint. So this program is the kickoff to our Give St. Louis fundraiser
Absolutely.
for
The
building
ultimate goal.
where we're sitting at right now, the Uhuru Bakery and Cafe located at 3719 West Florissant. So can I get the text host to link it to the chat? So we can get these last 300 and what?
$40.
$340. So go to givestlday.org/Black Power Blueprint.
That's right.
So I want to say our overall goal is $10,000, but tonight we want to raise $3,500 for the shipping container to purchase a double stack oven, convection ovens, and custom built display cabinets that we're going to be talking about a little bit later. That will be, and then we'll be hearing from Paul, who is here from Spokane, Washington.
Yeah.
So he's going to be coming up very shortly. So we're calling on everyone to reach out to your friends and families, win them to support this work, and host the fundraiser. And when and chat, can you put that in the chat as well? To ask your friends and family, co-workers, everyone to be a part of raising these resources for this beautiful Uhuru Bakery and Cafe. So you say you have more? Okay, so
Ooh, DC, we got a big one.
we got a big one?
Oh.
All right, all right.
Put us over the edge.
Yeah. So we have
Oh my goodness.
a anonymous person, and this anonymous
Great.
person,
Phew.
I can't say it. I'm gonna let you say it.
She can
This
sing it.
anonymous
She can sing it. Sing it.
This anonymous person has given us a bounty that we'll all remember. I should hold you in suspense just for making me sing this. But it is $2,000. And that takes us to $5,160.
Oh, there's more. You gotta keep saying it.
There's more. Oh, oh my gosh, there's more. And then Amanda came through with $40. 200. Ain't that something, Amanda? Woo! Uhuru, Uhuru,
All right. Keep it coming.
Woo! Okay, we know this. Oh,
you got
more. Uh-oh, don't hold back now, give it here. Becky for 100 and MQ for 50. The grand total for now, $5,350. Maybe we'll just do that. Well, we know this place is going to be fabulosity.
Yes.
So, Ali and Bakari, can you give us a sneak preview as to the name of some of those delectable items that some of those delicious fresh foods that we can look forward to, so we can continue to salivate?
Yes, we can. Someone needs to pass out napkins, because some people are gonna be salivating. We're gonna be doing breakfast all day. For you biscuit and gravy lovers, we'll be having that. Some people are in the shrimp and grits, breakfast bowls. We're gonna have sweet potato biscuits, huevos rancheros, scrambled tofu dishes, all kinds of eggs and omelets. We're gonna have sausage, turkey sausage, and vegan sausage for people who don't deal with certain body parts. We're also, as Ali can take us on.
All right.
Oh, and cornbread. Cornbread and home fries.
The best home fries in the country.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Uhuru home fries.
Oh.
Yep, delicious cornbread and vegan cornbread. We're gonna have Southern style foods like barbecue, of course, and have big barbecue parties outside and have different chefs come. Chicken and waffles, fried okra, of course, a famous sweet potato pie and vegan sweet potato pie, chocolate bourbon, pecan pies, peach cobbler. All right, take it away, Bakari.
Of course, we have our longtime favorites like our jerk chicken and a vegetarian jerk chicken. We're gonna have savory pies like our lentil curry, which I love. Philly cheesesteaks for those from Philadelphia. We're gonna have homemade black bean chili, veggie burgers, black bean burgers.
Okay, more and more. So we're gonna have, of course, now you see these signs on the outside. We're gonna have some of those things that everybody loves, like burgers. Did you say burgers?
Yes.
Oh, okay, veggie burgers, of course, but sausages, wings, sweet potato fries, Louisiana sausages. When you saw that picture of me and Raya at the food booth in the Grateful Dead, doing the Grateful Dead shows, just a quick thing. We had a die-in in front of our booth by the Grateful Dead fans because we were selling hot dogs. But we're not gonna have any die-ins out here. We're gonna have love-in right here. What else, Doctor?
We're gonna have our famous Uhuru sweets. You saw beautiful pictures of those pies earlier, and I know that's why Kingy wearing her mask, so we don't see her pleasure off that. But we're gonna have sweets and scones and muffins. We're gonna have double fudge brownies. We've heard about the chocolate chip cookies, which go back a long ways, apple crumb pies, and much, much more. So you have to come here to 3719 West Florissant to get that.
Yes.
And it will be in 2024.
Yes.
And last I looked on the calendar, that's the year we're in right now.
Oh my goodness.
So if you're getting ready to order, which I am, I've got what I want lined up, and I can't wait to eat the food here. It's gonna be amazing. And I feel a little upstaged because I'm gonna donate $500. So everybody calling on the white community in particular, like Maureen said, to donate because the resources is in our community. and donate at giftsstlday.org/Black Power
Our blueprint.
We can exceed this, Deputy Chair. I think we
Yes,
already have.
Yes.
Right?
And our updated, yes,
5850.
5850, we're right there with you. Our updated total, $5,850.
Come on, let's
Right.
do
And with
the
that
six.
We can
menu,
do it.
oh my gosh, I think Sister Shirley would have to say, they got greens, beans, tomatoes, potatoes, they got it all. Okay,
So we are at 5,850. So is that 150 away from 6,000? Is that
Oh my
right?
God,
I'm
we
not
can make
doing
the
that.
whole
Let's
goal.
do
Is
it.
that right?
Yes, we
Nothing
can do
wrong
it.
Some, you got the calculator right there. What you got coming? You don't know. Is that right?
Amanda says yes.
What if you- okay. We just need $150
Oh
to
my
go
God.
to 6,000.
Wow. Oh, we-
Remember,
wow.
I was telling you earlier that
Yeah,
our
almost-
overall goal is
That's
$10,000
right.
from today until May 9th. So we want to try to get everything we
Yeah.
can today. So when May 9th comes, we're gonna have another live and we're gonna be celebrating.
Yes.
So
Right.
let's get to that
Oh my
6,000. We
God.
will only have 4,000 to raise from today until May 9th to make our goal of $10,000. So 150, y'all.
Woo.
And thank you for that. Beans, what was
Beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes. Okay, I'm trying to read off the menu. But they're gonna have beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, ham, turkey, chicken.
So let's give
barbecue.
Vice Chair Bakri and Ally a hand, you guys.
Yes.
So next, we want to invite up our longtime comrade, Paul Kessler, a member of the Uhuru Solidarity Movement
Nice.
for decades. About 37 years ago, Paul Kessler was living in Santa Cruz, California, when we opened the Uhuru Bakery and Cafe in Oakland. And he hand-built the gorgeous display cabinets we had there, and people always marveled at how beautiful they were. And now he's here in St. Louis, and he's gonna do it. Let's call it the remix, Paul. We're gonna do it over again. So welcome to Uhuru Bakery and Cafe. Welcome to St. Louis, Paul. And so I want to just, just tell us, please just tell us a little bit about yourself. How many Uhuru pies have you sold over the years? Tell us how many cabinets are coming, how the cabinets are coming along. Uhuru.
Well, before I start, I just want to say coming here and being invited here is an incredible honor. I got a tour of the Black Power Blueprint, and when you come as a white person and you see what's going on here, it's a completely different version of the world than you hear in the world through the media. And the brilliance and the vision of a future for African people that is free and independent and in control of African people is generated by Chairman Omali Yeshitela and DC Chair Onizene Yeshitela, that gives people hope and gives people courage and gives people fight. And to be a part of that is an incredible honor. So I just had to say that first. In Santa Cruz, we did the pies for over 25 years. Wow. I led the work to create and continue basically a pop-up at a very popular store called Shoppers Corner. And Maureen and I calculated that with those 25 years, a low ball estimate is 10,000 pies sold.
Wow.
More important than the pies, we didn't just sell pies. With every pie we sold, we told people what these pies were about. We had a message attached to pies. There were banners talking about building an African economy, and we opened up, quite a bit of support in Santa Cruz for this work. We had the chairman come in, we had speakers come in. Penny came in to Santa Cruz to speak, and we really challenged people's notions about what it meant to stand in solidarity with African liberation. So that was an amazing, amazing process I was a part of. I loved it. In terms of the Bakery Cafe in Oakland, that was really my start with the movement. I was working with a furniture designer, a very, very famous furniture designer by day, And by night, when I heard about the bakery, I started building the cabinets in his shop, which was a very great shop. So that's how it started. It actually started with a request to build a display case. So I built a display case that I was going to hope was going to be like no other display case. And when I brought it to Oakland and people saw it, the parties and the movement said, "Can you do the rest of the woodworking?"
Of course we did, right?
And it took me like a millisecond to say, yes, I can. So I was able to not only participate in the building of the cabinets, but I actually helped to build the bakery, putting up walls and, making it happen. So it was an amazing process. It was the most popular eatery in Oakland, is what I understand. And it was a dynamic institution that people love to come to. So my mother was there, my sister visited, my whole family had been up there many, many times. So it was an incredible honor to be a part of that. And now here I am with round two.
The remix.
And what we've done with this one to build this institution is, the first thought I had was the Africa in the logo should be part of the design. So what we've done is we have incorporated Uhuru Foods logo with the Africa into our plans with the cabinetry, and it's going to be dynamic and special. What you see me doing is building the toe kicks, the bases for the cabinets. Those are finished and they're at the center now. So I was just assembling them there. And then our comrade Evan used a very technical machine to cut out the Africas that are going to be painted by Hallie. And this is the design we're going to incorporate on the face of the cabinets when you walk in. So the first thing you see is going to be the African logo surrounded by, the African triangles that'll be around it in wood. And it's going to be both on the reception desk and on the swinging door on either side of the display cabinet. It is going to be magnificent. Really excited. So what I completed today was all of the cabinets are cut, parts are cut, sanded, and I started to create the joinery that's going to allow me to assemble the cabinet. So the goal is to have most of the cabinetry assembled by Saturday with the finish on it. And then the final stage through next week before I leave is to assemble the cabinets at the Solidarity Center so that when the floor is poured, the cabinets can be brought here and installed. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
So I just want to really appreciate you and just say that I never thought you would be able to come, and I was talking with, Comrade Marine, and I said, I wonder, would Paul be able to come? And I know, the struggles that you're having, with your wife, with her health. We want to just send out a beautiful Uhuru. And just say that, you got back with us, I think the next day, you said, I'm coming, it would be an honor to be here. And we're just so glad to have you here. And we know that what these cabinets are going to mean to this community and to the Uhuru family. And we just want to just really salute you, comrade.
And I want to salute my wife, because I have to say I offered to stay because my care for her is important, but she said, no, you have to go. This is really so I'll make the kids step up and take care of it.
Uhuru. So I just want to say that we have raised $5,850. We're only $150 away from $6,000. So we want you to go to givestlday.org/Black Power Blueprint. So, as I stated, we have a goal of $10,000 that we need to raise from today until May 9th. We want to get to 6,000 now that we're so close. And we're going to be summing up on May 9th, all of everything. We're going to have more special guests that's going to be coming. We're going to have some of the contractors who are going to be responsible for, putting everything together, the HVAC, the plumbing, the electric. We're going to have the demolition team come and speak with you as well. So, But right now, I want to bring up a special guest that's in the audience, and we want to really welcome Chairman
Oh,
Amalia
yeah.
Shatella from the African. Just want to welcome you, Chairman, and just thank you for being here. And I know that, you want to have this conversation with Comrade Paul. So, Uhuru.
Yeah, I did. Thank you so much. I did want to be able to participate just to talk to Comrade Paul. I mean, but you've stolen my thunder. So much of that discussion has already occurred. I do want to acknowledge, though, that Paul is absolutely, Comrade Brenda is absolutely correct when she said this is a movement. And that's something that's made manifest by all of the people who are here and people who are participating in this process from various places throughout the country. And I was struck, I wanted to talk to Paul in particular because almost 40 years ago, when he built that incredible display process, I was mind blown by then, and I was there all the time at the Uhuru Bakery Cafe. And I just wanted to have an opportunity for that to be talked about, for people to see that, and also to recognize that it is a movement and why that's happened. Why would Paul do that? And also, I think that it's important to state that this is called a food desert, but it's really a power desert.
Yes.
And there are real powerful economic and political interests that would keep this community starving. And to the extent that African people could feed, clothe, and house ourselves, then somebody's going to lose some money on the other side who's getting money from our starvation. I mean, there are a lot of box stores that sell food that would lose that percentage of the resources if we were able to feed ourselves. And when we talk about that, we're not just talking about a place from which we could purchase food, but we're talking about a place that we hire people. So you have also you have a market as well as you have production. You have a market for it. People have resources, and it changes the community altogether. But the people who have the big box stores and things like that, they are the ones who donate tremendous amounts of resources to people who run for office. So you got people who are in political office today who rely on that. Then you have this ridiculous thing called Team 4. That was done in 1972 here in St. Louis, where a major corporation actually developed a plan to starve this community. And so there are all kinds of political and economic forces that work against this community. And Paul and people who are here and participating have determined to fight against that and to unite with this community to be able to control our own lives and our own resources. So Paul, I was wondering whether or not your mother brought you in, because I remember she was such a powerful supporter of the movement, and I learned just a few minutes ago it was you who brought her into the movement. So I'm not surprised that the unity that your wife has with this, your lovely wife, who's always been a real supporter of this movement. And why, Paul? Why are you doing this? I mean, and the reality is, I think we're exposing the fact that there are a whole bunch of people who, given an opportunity, would unite with the struggle for Black people to have power of our own lives.
That's true.
Can you say more? I mean, all those pies you sold in Santa Cruz, are you responsible for getting us at the brewery thing too?
No.
No?
That was
Okay.
the brilliant work of Maureen and
And
Karen
Bakri.
Bakri
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Sayali. And
Yeah,
Another
okay.
member of the Warsaw.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, Uhuru.
But tell us, Paul, I mean, yeah.
Well, in a sense, I think you are right that my mother got me into this movement because she sowed the ground, the fertility of me being aware of issues of social justice and being aware of the disparities that existed in my community, that did not, the opportunities and the resources that did not exist in the African and Mexican and indigenous communities. So when I had the opportunity to be experienced to your first presentation in Santa Cruz, what it did for me is it answered all the questions that I couldn't wrap my head around about how to be significant as a white male, how to have an impact in the world, doing something that I couldn't even conceive of doing. And when you showed me how it was all tied in and connected, I said, this is what I've been raised to do. So I immediately jumped in. I got taught by Penny and Kitty. Kitty drove an hour and a half every week from Oakland to Santa Cruz to open your works and teach me and read to me and explain to me, why this was so important for white people to take this stand and how different it was than the liberal politics I'd grown up with. So, I really want to salute my Solidarity leadership for bringing your understanding and your brilliance into the white community and winning those of us here. I mean, I look at Brendan, who's so young and so new and has such a deep stand. It took me years to understand what Brendan has, gotten in months. It's just amazing. So again, it all really stems from our exposure to you and DC and the party, and why, we understand why it's so important for a viable economic community in the African community to exist. And I did want to say that we know, everybody who's watching knows that this government, this system, this city gives away billions of dollars to charity. They give away billions to charity, but charity is not a movement. Charity is a business. And they have the money to transform this community. And they have the money to give to this movement that's doing the work, but they won't do it. So it's up to us, the people who see it, to raise the money, which is what this fundraiser is about. So yes, we've raised our goal, but our goal is much higher than this. And I really want to encourage people who are hearing us to stand up and take a step and do what has been done already, to donate. Okay.
I think they heard you.
Yeah.
I think they heard you.
We have an update.
Yes.
MQ, another donation of $25.
MQ.
Brought us to $58.75, but then anonymous donation of $50, which brings us to $59.25. We are just $75 away.
Come on, comrade.
Come on, $75 away from that $6,000 goal.
Right on.
Say what?
Chairman, you got anything else?
I just wanted to really appreciate the work that Paul does and all of us, all of the people here who make this happen, and to say that we have to recognize the contradictions, the problems. Like I said, the major corporations was paid in 1972 to design a plan to start this community. And that's been something that's been going on ever since. And you remember, Paul, even when I came to Santa Cruz some years ago, how many years ago was that? Where somebody even tried to run us off the road and what have you, had a major confrontation, back then. And those mountain roads in Santa Cruz are no joke, you understand? And we've seen the things that people have done, institutions have done to try to block us from changing the circumstances of this community right here. There's a preference for this community to be on its belly all the time. And charity, as has been said, is a business, and it's something that makes the one who gives the charity feel good, but it doesn't do a damn thing for the people who are supposedly receiving it. So I just wanted to express appreciation, Paul, and to everybody. And we're talking about raising $10,000 between now and when, and May 9th. If people are impatient, you don't have to wait until May 9th.
Yeah, right.
Just go ahead and give STLday.org/Black Power Blueprint.
So Jesse never heard the call.
That's right.
So Jesse donated $25. So we're at $5,950. Just 50.
Wait a minute.
Okay. Uh-oh.
We take that fast.
That's her second.
Oh my God.
Leah, $75 taking us over $6,025.
Uhuru. So
Just
I
4,000
just,
more to go.
how much?
Just 4,000 more to go.
So I just want to just take this last minute to
Wow.
thank, all of our donors, just really quickly. Leah,
Yes.
Jesse,
Yes.
Becky, MQ three
MQ,
times,
yep.
Brenda, Chairman and Ona, Amanda, Anonymous,
Allison.
$2,000,
Wow.
Angelica, Raya, Peg, Ant, Bofi, Janine, twice, Peter,
Martin, yep.
Stephanie, Janine, Redbeard, Janet Van Fleet,
Nina.
Serena, Kitty Riley, Brendan, Lynn, Maureen, Kara, Kumba, Wendy Snyder,
Allie.
Allie, Penny, Leah again, Ruby, Brooke, Lisa Watson, Janice Kent, Anonymous, MQ,
Oh, yeah.
Oprah, $50. So $6,075 we raised tonight. So remember, Thursday, May 9th is Give St. Louis Day Telethon. We will be back with more guests. Like I said, we're gonna be inviting our contractors, our demolition team, our architects. We're gonna be inviting these people so to celebrate this $10,000 overall goal that we're gonna be raising. So we're gonna close out this program and we're gonna say Uhuru Bakery and Cafe, home of Uhuru Foods and Pies. Uhuru! Uhuru!
And together, we will all sing out the outro.
Yes, let's hit it.
Uhuru, 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 what do we do? Offer programs of liberation for African self-determination. Uhuru means freedom. Outro. Uhuru means freedom. Uhuru.